Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining our AMA. I love doing these things. I love connecting to the community. And I do want to announce that we're going to have members of our team, our fantastic team, start doing these. And so you're going to see all the wonderful faces of Permission, not just my face. So we're really excited about that. I want to thank everybody for their questions. We got a lot of them, and I really appreciate, your interaction and sending these questions in. And stay tuned because we're going to have a pop quiz at the end where the winner can win 10,000 Ask. And so please pay attention, and hopefully you can be the winner. So let's dive right in. First question from Taboho, and he asks, what is this live AMA series all about? Well, it's really important because it's all about listening to our community. It's about sharing information, clearly communicating, and being 100% transparent. And that's kind of our key value is transparency. And by the way, we have something internal that we call 5TT. And that's an acronym that stands for fairness, integrity, value, example, trust, and transparency. And these are the values that drive Permission. And we want to share these values with our community. Okay, Shane writes in and says, I see that Apple is now making their apps ask their users for permission for their data. What do you think of this? Well, what I think of this is that we've been working on this for years, and we totally agree with that premise. And that's why the product market fit for Permission is so well timed. And Apple, the biggest company in the world, is leading this effort. So they force, if you're an app developer, one of millions of apps within the Apple Store, you now have to explicitly ask permission in order to use data. And it's exactly what we're doing, except we're going to broaden out our reach to the whole internet. So Edelson writes, what was your main objective when you founded the Permission.io project? Well, I've been in digital advertising my whole career, and I know how broken the digital ad model is. I don't think most people realize it, but over half of all digital ad spending goes to bots, fake accounts, and organized crime. You may not have ever heard that before, but it's true. Look it up. Or click fraud is the second biggest organized crime business in the world, next to narcotics. There are these click farms set up all around the world with fake websites, click, 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 with bots earning advertisers money. And it's all fraud. So that's a big aspect of why the digital ad model is broken. And another big reason why the digital ad model is broken is the way the big tech platforms exploit your data. I mean, data is the most valuable commodity in the world. The biggest companies in the world are built off of individual data. But who owns it? Well, you own it. That's the point. And that is the mission of Permission.io, is to get individuals their cut of what their data's worth. And that's what we're dedicated to. That's why we've created our crypto ASK and all of the use cases that we're just getting started, by the way. We just are getting started, but the use cases are infinite. All of the ways you can earn ASK, and we're going to be more and more excited about sharing all of these new use cases. Okay, next. From Nancy. I want to earn as much ASK as I can. What is the best way for me to do that? Well, if you haven't downloaded the browser extension, Nancy, that is the best way. Once you've downloaded the Chrome browser extension, you surf around the internet. Wherever you go, you're going to see little icons, little yellow icons in the corner of your screen that offers you opportunities to earn ASK. And hopefully those ads are very relevant to you. That's the model. Advertisers are paying you to engage. So they're dedicating a cut of their ad spend. They're not giving 100% to Google and Facebook. They're giving a cut to you. It's a validated user. And for advertisers, they're going to have better ROI. Even though now they're paying for the ASK, they're going to get a better engagement. They're going to get a better call to action, and they're going to build long-term relationships with their users. So Nancy, download the browser extension. That's the best way to earn the most ASK. Okay. Jason asks, how does your business model work? Do advertisers buy ASK from you, or they pay you and then they pay ask to users? How much is the cut exactly? Well, the cut is all based on what you're looking for. If you're shopping for a car, your data and your engagement is worth a lot more to an advertiser than it is if you're shopping for socks or underwear. So that's how you can understand this, is the more valuable your engagement, if you're looking for a mortgage or life insurance, those are high value items versus looking for pens and pencils. So that's how it's determined how much ASK you get. But the model works where advertisers pay for media and then they buy ASK in order to enhance their offering. And we get a commission on all of the expenditures, 5%, let's say, on average, is what we get when an advertiser buys media and buys ASK. So that's what it's about. And our goal is to get this to the whole internet. Our goal is to make ASK the most widely used digital reward in all of advertising. Okay, the next question comes from Gabriel. What are you doing to stay ahead of competitors who have similar models? Well, what's really exciting, and I'm sharing this with you, our community first, is we're going to be launching in Q4 what's called the demand side bidding platform, or what in the industry, in the digital ad industry, is called a DSP. This will allow any advertiser anywhere in the world to run a campaign, a digital campaign, target users that they want to reach, and then enhance their offering with ASK. And that really is the core to our whole offering. So this DSP coming out in Q4 is really what brings it all together, and which is going to allow us to scale and really have a massive impact around the world. It's global. And any advertiser, whether they're in the Philippines, in Canada, Mexico, the USA, it doesn't matter. They're going to be able to log on to this DSP, target users, and then enhance their offering with ASK. And so everything that we've been building is all leading to this. And our goal is to get that available in the fourth quarter of this year. Okay, this is from Abby. We have been hearing since the invention of Bitcoin that cryptocurrency is going to be the future money all over the world. When will cryptocurrency be widely accepted as tender across the globe? Well, Abby, guess what? Bitcoin is money. Crypto is money. Did you read about El Salvador? Half of the countries in South America and Africa are looking at Bitcoin as legal tender. States like Arizona, Ohio, Wyoming, you can pay your taxes in Bitcoin. There is no question that crypto is here to stay, that it's real money, and it is a store of value that's not going away. Now, what is going to cause it to go truly mainstream? Mainstream when it's not just in the US, 25 million people have a crypto wallet. That's about 7-8% of our total population in the US. When does it go to 50% or 80%? Well, that's a great question. A lot of it has to do with clear regulation around taxation and accounting, and how is crypto treated, from a regulatory standpoint. So that is really the key. But the innovation in the space is just ridiculous, how incredible it is. I was around in the .com era, and I launched a very successful permission advertising company in the early .com period. And I'm seeing the smartest people in the world, just like in the late 90s. All the smartest people you knew wanted to work for an internet company. Now, all the smartest people in finance, in advertising, in technology, all want to work in blockchain and crypto. And so the innovation that's happening in our space is mind-blowing. And every month, every quarter, there's new ways to earn crypto, trade crypto, bank crypto, and it's going mainstream. So for you that are early adopters, you're part of something very big, and that's going to change the world. Okay, next question. How are you planning to provide truly personalized ads, target individual preferences, instead of using a common pool of advertisers that may spam our file? And that is from Juan. Well, great question, Juan. It's all about your explicit opt-in. If you want to share your data, that's how you get more targeted ads. The more data you share, the more targeted and the more relevant your ads will be. As part of this DSP launch, we're also working on our new mobile application. And in that mobile application, you're going to be able to do things like, what am I shopping for? I'm shopping for a new Toyota. Well, by doing that, you're going to get pretty relevant ads. All of a sudden, people in your area selling Toyotas are going to offer you ASK to engage with their ads. And that's our vision. So the more targeted, the more relevant is totally contextual to how much data you're willing to share. And this is the new advertising paradigm, meaning, what am I shopping for? What am I looking for? Instead of being bombarded with a bunch of stuff you don't care about, hey, I'm shopping for a vacation to Paris. Well, now you get advertisers that are hotels in Paris and are willing to pay you an ASK to engage. So that's the new ad model. And we really, I like to call it, the World Wide Web, WWW. I got a new name for that WWW. And people think I'm a little corny, but I love it. I call it the win-win web, when advertisers pay you to engage. They get a better engagement, they earn trust, they build relationships, and the individual gets paid for their asset, which is their data and their time. That's the win-win web. Okay, next question. It looks like you've been adding a lot of new people to your team. Congratulations. Can you tell us how you're expanding your team? Well, great question. We just hired a new VP of product, Reed Rosenberg, who comes from CBS Viacom and Xandr You may not know Xandr is one of the, it's a company owned by AT&T that is a huge data provider throughout the internet. So he's got deep experience all throughout the ad tech ecosystem. We just hired Rachel Miller, who was in charge of all data privacy at TikTok. She's a great addition to the team, and she's going to help on all the compliance issues. And she's also loves to write on the topic. You're going to see her name out there. And then Alex Domek has joined our team as the VP of Communications, and she's doing a fantastic job getting permission in the press, getting our story of how the digital ad model is broken and how it can be fixed by asking permission. So thank you, Alex. She's doing a wonderful job, and she's been a great addition to the team. Okay, this question comes from Kesar. Can you introduce Ask Permission and how the project started? What is the main business of Ask as well as its use cases? Well, Kesar, thank you for that question, but I've been talking about that the entire time. I will share a piece of information. The company that I started in the .com era was called RealAge. RealAge was a health media company that collected more data than you can possibly imagine. We had 500 data points about what people ate, how they exercised, what medications they took, how big their family is, just anything that can affect someone's well-being and health. And then we would ask permission. We would say, would you like to receive information about products and services that can make you healthier? And people would volunteer and explicitly opt in and say yes. And when they do that, we charge $300 CPMs to our advertisers, which was 20 times more than anybody else was charging. Because when somebody volunteers to be marketed to, when they give explicit consent, the whole ad model changes. Meaning people who give explicit consent, engage a lot better than people who are just being inundated with ads that they don't want to see. So that's really the whole foundation of this, is getting people to explicitly opt in. You probably are aware of a lot of the regulation going on in this industry. GDPR, the General Data Protection Right legislation out of Europe, then the California CCPA privacy right regulation. And governments around the world are going to continue to create more regulations that the big platforms, the big tech platforms, can't just exploit your data. You're going to have to explicitly give permission, explicitly opt in. And that's where everything's going. Instead of saying, I accept cookies, which is you're sharing your data when you hit I accept cookies. Nobody really knows what cookies are, but they taste good and everybody likes cookies. So yeah, why not? I'll accept cookies. But that's what you're doing, is you're sharing your data, all your browsing data, all the information that's been collected on these little text files that follows you around the internet. But cookies are going away, and you are going to have to explicitly opt in. And that's what we're paving the way for individuals to explicitly opt in. And when they do, they get compensated. Okay, next question from Max. As we know, every crypto project needs to be used for growth. What are the plans for mass use in the future? Well, great question. And I spoke about this earlier. The demand side bidding platform is how we're going to scale, which allows any advertiser anywhere in the world to ask permission. So people who aren't familiar with permission, are going to see an ad that says, here's 100 ASK to watch this video and sign up for a newsletter. Well, people are going to go, well, what's ASK? They're going to scroll over it and they're going to see the cryptocurrency for permission, claim yours now. And this is where the challenge is how does someone who's uninitiated, doesn't know about crypto, how do they claim that crypto? And this is the use case and the user experience that we are continually innovating on. And as wallets get better, I see a time in the not so distant future where you just drag and drop it right into your browser. But until that happens, you're going to have to put in your email and then open up a wallet and then claim your ASK. So that's how we scale, is the demand side bidding platform, which is allowing advertisers to connect to anybody anywhere in the world, whether they're a permission member or not. Okay, this is from Grace, and this is the last question before we take some live questions, right, Rob? We're going to take some live questions, and then we're going to do the quiz. So stay tuned. You're going to want to win. Oh, excuse me, I've been corrected. We're going to do the quiz first, and then take some live questions. But the last one that was written to us is from Grace, who says, I've been a permission member since the beginning. I love the project. How can I help grow the community? Well, Grace, thank you for that note. You can grow by referring your friends first. Talk to them, tell them to join. Go to permission.io and sign up. We have an ambassador program that for somebody who's verified and who wants to really go to work, find the links to the ambassador program where you can earn a large amount of ASK for posting your QR code on Facebook, your QR code on Twitter, any other social media accounts. Put it in your email and, become a real permission ambassador. Talk about us on your social accounts. And, that's how we're going to grow. That's how people are going to learn about ASK and learn that there's a new ad model coming on the internet. Okay, are we ready for the pop quiz, Rob? Okay, the first person that responds and answers correctly wins 10,000 ASK. Drum roll. Okay, name the company whose CEO recently said, quote, we believe users should have the choice over the data that is being collected about them and how it's used. And our new software will require that they ask permission first. Do we have a winner? No? Keep thinking, guys and gals, people. Do we have a winner?
Not yet.
Okay, we don't have a winner yet. Name the company. Here's a hint. The CEO's name is Tim Cook. So what's the name of the company? Rob, tell me when we have a winner.
Getting some responses. We have a winner.
We do have a winner. What's his name or her name?
Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson. Congratulations. You won 10,000 ASK. The correct answer is Apple. And I mentioned it earlier that Apple has got new policies in their new operating system that any app developer has to explicitly ask permission. No longer just say, turn on your geolocation data, accept this cookie, do this. They have to ask permission to use data. So Good job. All right, now we're going to take a few live questions.
All right. So Ryan Buchonsky says, will there eventually be a way to use the Ask extension on a mobile iPhone to view ads on apps like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and all the other big media platforms?
Well, that's a great question. We're building out the mobile app. We want to connect to all of the major sources of what's called in the industry supply. And we believe we will. We've had a lot of discussions with Google. We've had a lot of discussions with TikTok. And we've had a lot of discussions with all of the big platforms. And guess what? They all believe in what we're doing. They all want to participate. They all think it's the right thing to do. They all believe that individuals should be paid for their data. And by the way, I don't call these guys evil. Google, Apple, Facebook, they've built the biggest, most valuable companies in the history of mankind. And they did it because they provided value to people. But things change. It's always, the world is dynamic. And there's something called creative destruction, which is a law of the universe. New models are always being invented that destroy the status quo. And it's happened for the history of humanity. And now, after 25 years of an exploitive model that exploits individuals' data, the internet is going to change, and it's going to change for the better. Okay, Rob, next question.
All right, so we've got less of a question, but more of a comment from Pinky, who says, Pinky says, how will permission take over the e-commerce sites in the future?
Well, we're not taking over e-commerce sites, but we are building the infrastructure that allows e-commerce operators to offer ASK as a reward for engagement. And it's the same kind of engagement, watch a product video, read about, products that they're selling, check out, open emails, all of the things. Merchants are advertisers. I mean, that's who are the biggest advertisers on the internet, are people selling stuff. And so we've built a plugin for Shopify. Shopify has 2 million merchants that operate on their platform, and we intend to do that for all the major e-commerce platforms. So that will enable merchants to offer ASK to their customers in a variety of ways.
Okay.
Next question, Rob.
All right, we've got a comment by Manis who says, wonderful Pinky version of the permission website. Love to see the new homepage.
Thanks. Well, if you guys are paying attention, we refreshed our homepage, made it, we took a lot of comments from our community and we refreshed it, made it more user-friendly, refreshed the graphics. And that's just a constant, being in the internet business, you constantly have to optimize and improve your products. And we are committed to, it's called test and optimize. You learn, you launch, you learn, you get feedback, and then you optimize. And we fully recognize that there have been issues around validation, KYC, transferring of tokens. And trust us that the team here at Permission is doing everything possible to optimize and improve our systems. But when you're dealing with crypto, you've got to understand, and I think people who've been in the crypto world for a number of years understand that there's a lot of people who are trying to commit fraud out there. And we have to work very hard to prevent fraud. And it's probably the number one challenge in this industry. So some of our issues around that is to protect our blockchain, to protect our community and to protect ASK from having bad actors take advantage.
All right.
All right, one more question.
All right, we've got one from our winner, Taylor Johnson, who says, is Ask meeting with agencies to partner for client media buys as like a bottom line add-on cost, like a fraud blocker or ad serving fee?
Well, absolutely. I mean, the question is, are we talking to the big ad agencies and media agencies? And absolutely, we know and have relationships with all the major agencies in WPP, Omnicom, Dentsu, True North, all of the big ad agency holding companies. And these are big public companies. And guess what? The reception is unbelievable. We've been talking to them for years, and they love the business. Half of them have the book, Permission Marketing, by Seth Godin on their bookshelf. That marketers, people that are selling stuff, don't want to interrupt people. They don't want to exploit your data. They want to talk to people who are interested in their products and services. And that's what Permission's all about, is to not interrupt you, but to find the right people who want to hear your story about your business and your products. So the big ad agencies, we expect, will totally embrace the Permission bidding platform and want to participate and allow their advertisers to reward the target recipients of the ads. Well, everybody, unless there's one more really good question, thank you very much. No, we've pretty much covered the landscape. Pay attention. Join us on Twitter. Follow Permission on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Connect to us on Telegram and other socials. Become part of the community. Refer your friends. The more people, the bigger the community, the more valuable the whole ecosystem. So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Do I end stream? Are we ended? I clicked end stream.